Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. My name is Sierra with Flying with Sierra, and today's video is actually going to be about my Checkride binder. I get a lot of questions on Checkride tips. I get a lot of questions about my Checkride binder and what I did to get a 40-minute oral. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna go through it, show you guys what I put in it, see if you guys would like to do the same. Now, before I get into that video, I'd like to let you guys know that this is not like a video that you should copy from. Double check with your instructor, because that's what I did. I showed her my entire Checkride binder, and she said, awesome, take these two pieces out because you are not ready to explain that to the full extent. I said, awesome. I took them out. I replaced and typed up extra sheets in there, put them in there, and honestly, I didn't even use practically anything from my Checkride binder except for like weight and balance and stuff, and the standard equipment weight and stuff like the standard empty weight and all that. So yeah, let's get into this video. I'll show you exactly what I put in there. Just remember, check with your instructor. They definitely have their own rules on what you should bring, if more or less, but I knew my DPE was a fairly chill guy. He was gonna make sure I knew my information for sure, but other than that, he was super chill. So yeah, let's get in this video right now. Hey guys, alright, so now we're getting into the important stuff. So the first thing that I actually did was I bought laminate folders and little paper dividers, so I could write on them, put in what it was, and so that way I knew, and if I really needed this, which I didn't need it so much, I could easily flip to and from it. So let's see. So the first thing was application and ID. So this was extremely helpful, but the first thing I put in there was the IACRA. You'll fill this out with your instructor. I'm gonna blank this all out so you can't see any of it, but that was super important. Next thing was my written exam with my results. Now, I know you're all looking at that number and you're like, oh my God, how is it only 40 minutes? And when you go through these codes and you look at what the codes are, they're actually like flight stuff. So like things you would have learned in your cross-country training, for instance. Now, I obviously took this when my medical was denied, when I had to stop flight training. So I never got to the cross-country, and I definitely didn't get to a lot of this. Now, the first one was obviously stupid. It was medical stuff. I was already going through medical stuff. So the fact that I missed that was just like, really, dude, did you not understand the information? So that was okay. Now, again, not my best performance by far, but it was super chill. And I'm chill with that. So yeah, I did the IACRA form, and then I did the written exam. Next, I printed out and scanned my driver's license information. I did that with my student pilot license and my medical. Next thing I put in was my PAVE checklist. Now, I'm actually coming up on this one really quick. I have not done some landings it's been about 10 days, so I'm gonna have to go do that, but weather here has been terrible. Next, I had navigation. So this was extremely helpful considering he asked me to plan this flight, and I was like, ooh, that's something I know he's gonna ask about. I know he wants me to be organized, because if something's gonna go wrong, that might be it. You might not calculate the fuel correctly, the density altitude correctly, your speeds, your RPM settings, you wanna make sure. Now, next was Navlog, and I put in Navlog, airport diagrams, and my lengths. So here's my Navlog printed off on 4Flight. So this is my paper Navlog. He didn't want me to do a handwritten one. I asked him, obviously, ask your instructor first, but I asked my DPE. He said either is fine. So I made a 4Flight one, and then I had the actual other one on my iPad. So yeah, and then I crossed everything out. Literally the second he got in the room, I was finishing this up, because I printed it the day of, an hour before. I don't know if it shows the time, literally an hour, the hour of. Yeah, because I did it at 6. So I printed it out at 6:45. So I had to scratch everything out, put in my points and everything. So yeah, obviously I'm going to speed this up. So please watch this at a faster pace, because there's a lot, but yep. And then this would have been that flight plan, and then we have our airport diagrams and all of our runway lengths, which runways, the type it is, like grass, concrete, or asphalt. We had which ones are right traffic, pattern altitude, elevation of the ground. I really find that helpful, so that way I know, hey, pattern altitude is gonna be 353, for instance. Now I'm gonna know that I'm 1,000 feet above, so my elevation is gonna be 4.3, and I find that super helpful. So I printed out all the diagrams, and some of them have the information, like the towers and grounds. Some of them don't, so on the ones that didn't, I wrote them in, and he loved that. He loved it, guys. He saw that I was prepared, and he really did appreciate that. Now, I recommend printing these in color because some of them have specific colors. I didn't. Obviously, this was a fake plan, but I would do that on a real one. Next thing was maintenance and the required plane documents. So, for the maintenance, it's a brand new plane, literally brand new. So the annual, there's literally never been an annual. The annual's gonna happen soon. And then I put like IFR only for the ones that we don't need. So he notices that I know what is required for me, which really helped cut some of the oral time down because he's like, yo, she knows which one's which. Like she knows, she showed me when it's due. Obviously I know, 12. I could like easily look and be like, hey, it's 12. Hey, it's 2. Hey, it's 2. Like every 100 hours on the dot, you know? Like the next one would be 684.1 if he asked me, you know? So it was super chill. I was told not to do the VORs by my instructor because it's IFR and she knew he wasn't gonna ask that. Next was this like airworthiness, NW craft. I didn't end up using this, like the actual physical sheet. Obviously I did 8 tomato flames and flaps with him for the Checkride, and then I did the documents. He knew because I showed him the aircraft documents. Like he knew I knew my stuff. He asked me, like it went well. So that was super chill. I recommend doing that, printing something out like this if you don't already have it. Next, I did my told sheet and my weight and balance. So this is a told sheet. My flight school prints them out, so like it's on their website. So this one's specific to us, and I really like it because it's like starts with the weather, then it goes to the weight and balance and stuff, then it goes to your performance, which you have to use the weight and balance for, and the weather for. So it just kind of like plus equals, you know. I don't know. It was super chill. He just looked over it. He's like, "Yep, you're all good." Next, I knew he was gonna ask about this, so I had it prepared. I put like dots where our takeoff weight was gonna be with the arm and everything, and our landing weight. Now the next thing was the weight and balance of the actual plane. So if you ask me where I got any of my numbers from, ba-doom. He didn't, but if he wanted to. He saw it when he looked at this, so I'm assuming he crossed off some questions. Seeing that I was prepared, I think definitely gave him like a little bit of happiness. He's like, oh, she like came really prepared with all her information. So that helped him out. Next, this was supposed to be a POH page, but it's not. There's just some pages from the POH and all that. I did like the engine just in case he asked me like super specific questions. I'd have like everything. Obviously I highlighted what I knew I would need to know. Obviously I knew this already, but just in case he asked me, ba-doom. And we have the oil capacity, the takeoff weights, we have the electrical system in detail from the POH, we have the fuel system in detail from the POH, we have the pitot-static system in detail. Like guys, if he was gonna ask me any system question, boom, like I can go reference it. And that's what I really liked, because it was like super simple, like very blunt. He was very forward. He didn't let me go ramble on. I was gonna like a couple times, and I could see where you were going to, but he was like, he just kept asking questions. He didn't want it to happen. So yeah, that's the Checkride binder. Your instructor may want more, may want less. Your DPE may want more, you may want less. Get a flight gauge, figure it out. But yeah, positive vibes to you all. I'm sure you'll do great. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.